Hi there, you're welcome to the Young Adult Chatroom. And right here, we have very insightful conversations that could help you and also impact your life one way or the other. It's a very big happy Sunday to you, and I hope you went to church. What did you learn? Yeah, let's hear from you. Have you been watching us over the past few weeks? What have you learned from us so far? Let's know what's going on, you understand? Now, today you can see some beautiful, beautiful things in front of Safwa and myself.
I'm taking the mango and the grape. Fruit, we have to eat
Relax,
well.
you have to eat well, but you take your time. Grapes.
Grape and
Anyway,
and a mango.
Now, Bible says that he gave them the plants for food. I know some of us have left that and we are following animal for food. So what's going on? And baby, I don't say idea and honey and
more therefore.
But you know, we really have to live a healthy life. Chairman once said you have to plan to live long. So planning to live long means that you have to incorporate some of these things into your lifestyle. And we will do all of that discussion in the very big conversation. But before we go into that, we want to listen to our dear youth director, Apostle Dr. Ebenezer Hagen, and then we'll be right back.
Hello, you're welcome to Time with Youth Director. I'm so excited to be sharing this insight from the Word of God with you every week. I want to take you this week to a lesson from a young man in the Bible called Timothy. And so I share with you on Timothy's sincere faith, the sincere faith that Timothy had. And I want to go with you to the second book of Timothy, chapter 1, verse 5 and 6. I read from the NIV. And I'm reminded of your sincere faith, which first lived in your grandmother Lois and in your mother Eunice. And I'm persuaded now lives in you also. And for this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of my hands. You know, I am so excited about the kind of friendship and mentoring friendship between Paul, one of the biggest apostles in the Bible, and a young man called Timothy. They are at the extreme ends. Paul is so big an apostle, so knowledgeable an apostle, so anointed an apostle. Yet he finds interest in a young man called Timothy. And if you look at the circumstances around Timothy and where he comes from, his mom, his dad, and all that, you will not know why Paul should be interested in this man. But here in this reading, we find one of the reasons, possibly, why Paul is so interested in this young man. And Paul is the one talking here in the reading I did. 2 Timothy 1, 5 and 6. He said, I am reminded of the sincere faith that I found in you, which first lived in your grandmother Lois and was also in your mother Eunice. And I am now persuaded, I am now convinced that it lives in you also. You know, Timothy finds, a kind of attraction in the life of this big apostle called Paul, and it's all about the kind of sincerity of the faith that was in him. Your faith is your belief in God that supplies the basis for what you do and what you believe about God and how you order your life just in obedience because of the dictates of that faith. Now, many people had believed the word of God, I suppose, and they were men of faith, they were women of faith. But Apostle Paul is so impressed about the kind of faith he finds in this young man. This kind of faith is so sincere. It's so sincere. And when we talk about sincerity, we mean that it is not in pretense. We mean that it is not of deceit. We mean that it proceeds from genuineness. We are talking about originality. We are talking about sincerity. That is the word. That they don't do it because they are pretending. They don't do it because of gain. They don't do it because they want to impress others. But it's genuine. It's wonderful. This is the uniqueness that this young man had. His name is Timothy. And so the apostle says that I am reminded of that kind of faith that I found in you. And yes, I remember this kind of faith lived in your grandmother Lois, and your grandmother was able to pass it on to Eunice, her daughter, And now, Timothy, I have taken time to observe you, and now I'm convinced, and now I'm persuaded that it lives in you also. Apostle is saying that when I came, I saw many young men, many men, but I didn't conclude right from the beginning. I took time to look at you, and Timothy, I am persuaded now, I'm convinced that this kind of genuine faith, this kind of sincere faith, it lives in you. And based on that, he went on to remind him to fan into flame the gift of God that is in him and encourage him on. But my interest today in this short, encouragement I bring you is on the call to sincerity. In our day and time, there are many, many, many pressures on us. And hello, if you are not careful, you'll be living a pretentious Christian life. Social media alone can let you be a pretentious Christian. But we have an example before us in the life of Timothy, genuine faith. God is moved by genuine faith. He wants our faith to be genuine, original, unalloyed, not mixed with anything. That yes, it is a holy faith, it is genuine, and it is what we live for. There are so many blessings that come with this faith. And as I round off for today, Acts chapter 16, Paul came to Derbe and then to Lystra, where a disciple named Timothy lived, whose mother was Jewish and was a believer, but whose father was a Greek. The believers at Lystra and Iconium spoke well of him. And Paul wanted to take him along on the journey, so he circumcised him because of the Jews who lived in that area, for they all knew that his father was a Greek. What moves my heart is verse 2. The believers at Lystra and Iconium spoke well of him. If you have such a genuine faith I talked about, it produces effect by itself. And everybody who's a genuine Christian gets to know of you, they love you, they speak well of you, advantages come your way. The Bible said, when the Apostle Paul wanted to take one of the young men along his ministry journey, guess who he chose? It was Timothy. What won Timothy this special recognition and this special blessing? The genuineness of his faith. And that is that. Let's seek to be genuine. Let's seek to be original. Let's repent of every sin that holds us back, and continually let us give ourselves to the things that grow our faith to be genuine. Our quiet time, our devotional time with the Lord, our commitment to church, our commitment to prayer, and our commitment to sincere brotherly fellowship as young adults. With our friends and the church, growing on to make sure that we are growing a kind of sincere faith that has great rewards before God, and that attracts so many blessings. May the Lord bless you, and hey, let your faith be sincere.
Our Apostle Doctor, for all the insights we receive day in and out. Thank you so much, Daddy. Now we're going to gallop into the very big conversation, and I'm excited because I was thinking that we'll eat some, but so far it's saying no, we'll not eat.
Enough. My name is on some of them, so
Hey.
you have
We
to
are not saying
vegetables.
vegetables. No problem. We want to live a healthy life.
Oh wow! Out of camera,
But I've marked mine. Me pen. I'm marking with the. We're going into the big conversation.
Yeah.
Want to understand what we should do with all of this.
Exactly.
So I want you to call a friend. Get a book, a pen, a recording device. Let's gather around. Let's listen to all the insights that we are going to be bringing on board. And both of us, we are living healthy.
Yes,
so you have to listen to what we are going to say.
They carry last.
And we'll answer all your questions, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So please, let's go into the big conversation, and we'll be right back.
Your diet is a bank account. Good food choices are good investment. That should definitely give you a clue about what we are talking about here. You are welcome to the big conversation, and here I have some gallant men and women in the house that we will be delving deeper into the topic dieting and nutrition. And as you can see, I have with me here Adele. Woo! Adele always reminds me of a particular singer, but this one. No, Adele in Christ.
Yo.
It's
Hello.
Adele. Okay. And so to be helping us delve into this very technical but important topic, we have two resource persons here who will be taking us through. And today we want to make it as practical as possible. And so, as you can see in front of us, some fruits. You can name the particular food and fruit type that you love. We will be using it for something. A surprise is coming your way, so just stay tuned. But let me just go to one of our resource persons, Nanekua Etifo. Nanekua Insifo, who is a high net relationship manager and wellness enthusiast who lost 20 kg in a year.
Wow.
Nanekua, thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, and I also have here in studio dietitian Nee. He is a licensed dietitian and food consultant. Dietitian Nee, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Today you are you on Sanwa Mayaka.
We'll try something out.
You try something,
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited. I can't wait for that segment. But let me come straight to you. Normally, dieting and nutrition, these two words are not words that we do not know. We hear them all the time, but it's like sometimes we try to overlook it and all of that. Tell us, are there any differences between dieting and nutrition, and what does it really mean to be on diet or to have nutrition as a very important something in your life?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you and hello to all your viewers. What I would say is that nutrition is not technical from the first thing you said. So far as we all eat food, it's not technical. It's something we all have knowledge about. It's because we all eat food. We all know what exactly we are eating at what point in time. So we have an idea. Just that how to go about it so that you can have a healthy lifestyle is what people have limited knowledge about. But when it comes to nutrition is talking about how we obtain food and how we eat the food, what it does into our body. So it's a whole process.
Oh, okay.
Yes. When it talks about dieting is taking a particular food for a particular reason. So if I say, okay, because I bloat during my, like having a PMS, like prior to your menses, you bloat and all that, I can put myself on a particular diet as a way of solving that problem. If you want to lose weight, you go on a particular dietary regimen because you want to lose weight. And also, you probably having a medical condition like diabetes or high cholesterol or anything like that. There's a particular diet for it. But basically, we all eat. So nutrition is broad, but dieting becomes quite specific.
Oh, okay. So when you are taking a particular food because you want to reduce weight or because you want to increase,
or because of a particular goal.
Okay, that becomes dieting. But nutrition encapsulates everything we eat or
where we
drink.
get a food from, how it goes into the body, how the body utilizes the food, the end resource. All these things are nutrition.
And even the essentials or the, how do we call it, the vitamins and all of those
things. Yeah.
Yes.
So nutrition is very broad.
It's broad.
Yeah.
So today, which one are we doing? The one that the practicals?
Yeah. So I think we'll talk about the general point of view because where you get a food is also very important. Example, if you buy food from a place that is not hygienic, the hygienic condition over there is not good, you have a higher risk of getting typhoid. So yes, you're eating the food, but where the food is coming from can also be a problem. Okay. Or where you're buying the food from, they add, right now people treat some of our things. Example, palm oil. People tend to have this sedentary diet and all that. Yes, you're getting the same local palm oil because it has been adulterated with a certain chemical. Yeah. You still have a palm oil in your contemporary, but yet you still have a problem. So where you get your food is also very important.
But is very difficult because nowadays you go to the market and you're just looking at the aesthetics, like the mango like this. So when it looks nice, then you buy. Juicy. So how then will you be able to
detect all that?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's quite difficult. But you see, the thing is this: I keep telling people that you have the money.
Okay.
So the purchasing power is. You have the purchasing power. You have control of what you want to eat. One thing I keep advising is that let's eat food that is in season. It's quite cheaper. When tomato is out of season, do you know where they get the tomatoes from? Do you know how they generate the tomatoes for us to get it? So one of the cheapest way or the very simple way to live healthy is that you eat when foods are in season. So your diet begins to change, become very seasonal. Realize that would be a very good way and also very cheap. When tomato is in season, it's quite cheaper. Yeah. It moves out of season, it's expensive. Yeah, so these are small things. And that also, you see, when you look at the food that we have on the table, they are quite presentive. Yeah. If you look at this cucumber, if you buy and there are holes or it's green, but the color changes, this is also a sign. But people ignore it.
So
You know,
it has
people
to
go to
be
the market.
green.
Yes, you know the color of cucumber.
Yeah.
So if it changes, become quite pale.
Yeah,
That
there are
means
some like that.
yes, it's also a
It
sign
means
for
it's
you
bad.
to. Yes, that's the
Hey,
thing.
ready.
Wow.
And just like when people say that they want to go for, because they buy the tomato that is rotten, it's quite cheaper. You ever heard about that?
Yeah.
And usually, you see the people that cook from these local vendors.
Yes.
Oh, the large
Because
quantities.
they want a lot of tomatoes, they buy those rotten ones because it's quite cheaper.
And they blend it.
They blend it, yes. And
And
that
they
will
cook
produce
it.
a lot. Yeah, it produce a lot of tomatoes for you.
Ready.
So that's why I keep saying that where you buy your food from is also very important.
So let me just ask this question because I come on your corner. So where do you suggest that we get our food
Yes.
stuff? Because if I go to Abubulushi, I'm going to buy for the whole
It's a
month.
market, yes.
How would I tell that this is okay for me to get home or this is not okay? Or I shouldn't even go to Abubulushi?
So that's a difficult question, but we all buy. You see, when it comes to nutrition, the budget is also very important. You don't only look at the food. The food pricing is very important. The food environment is also very important. So a typical Ghanaian, you're going to Abubulushi to buy foodstuffs. Yes, that is where we all buy our ingredients from. What you have charge over is that make sure what you're buying is the best, best example. When you're buying tomatoes, look at the presentation of tomatoes. Does it have a funny smell? Does it have bruises on it? Is it watery and all that? Look at the presentation of it. You get
My
it?
challenge is the tomatoes is in a bucket.
Yes.
So sometimes
So
you are
just the
unable to
nice
see,
one is
yes.
on top.
Top.
How would you?
Yeah, so that's what I keep saying. You're the one buying anything. Take your time. Tell the person, okay, don't rather pour, pick it one, and you can if you see that this is not nice, you can tell the person,
You take it out.
change it out here. So let's take charge of what you're buying. It's your investment. I don't think you can be big money and just buy something just like that.
Yeah.
So if you have the purchasing power, that is why I keep telling my followers on Instagram that we can only encourage you. We can't attack or find a way of fighting with other people.
Yeah.
They own the industries.
Right.
Like the sugar sweetened beverages. Those guys are big. They pay a lot of huge tax to the government. We can't target them. No, but we can empower you to make a healthy choice. And that will be a positive way to make
Wow,
impact.
I like the note you ended from. We can empower you to make a healthy choice. But let me come to Nanika because I know you have a lot of story to share. How you were able to lose 20 kg within a year. We want to know the backstory of that. Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much for having me again. So mine started with identifying where I'm coming from as an individual, my family, looking at the sizes in my family. I realized that, oh, this is who we are, but I wanted something else. From the beginning, I think I was just influenced by the standard of the today's culture. We are following what we see and how we feel, and not just who we are and how we should understand ourselves. So I was looking at the perspective of how I'm feeling, and not just the exact who that I am and where I'm coming from. So when I realized that people can easily lose weight, I felt like, okay, I can also do it without putting in factors like my blood group, my body type, where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So you might see somebody who will be able to lose like maybe 5 kg in a week. Yours will take you 6 months.
Yeah.
So you understanding your body was very vital. But I didn't know this. I was just following what I was seeing and how I think I wanted my body to look like. But going through that journey, that was when I realized that I don't just have to follow what the world or the society is saying. I just need to understand me. And through that journey, I was able to learn what's good for me and what's not good for me. So people have this principle of do it, make mistake, and learn from it. So for my own, it was doing it, make the mistake, and learn from it.
So, I mean, aside you rather learning that you are supposed to understand your body, read more about it, which is something that we really do not do in Ghana here, or even Africa as a whole. Aside that, what are some of the, should I say, misconceptions surrounding especially body loss? Because body weight, I think that one is more straightforward. But the body loss, you realize that it takes quite a lot. And even with the blood group also has, I'm sure dietitian can speak more to that. But how did yours happen?
Okay, so there's a lot of misconception when it comes to weight loss or even how individuals should look. Sometimes we think that, oh, if I'm slimmer, it means I'm healthier.
Yeah.
But I know someone who is slim
Has
but
no
has
cholesterol.
an excessive cholesterol.
Yeah.
You understand? Somebody might be plus size. I don't want to use big. Somebody might be plus size but might be healthy. So you see people, even this fitness enthusiasts, you see somebody with muscle.
Okay.
But in our society, we call it big. The person has the muscle and the person is fit.
Okay.
But somebody might also be slim and the person might not be healthy.
Okay.
So those are some of the misconceptions. You might be you might be a plus size, but you might still be healthy. You don't necessarily have to think that, oh, if I lose weight, that is when I'll be able to. And these are misconceptions.
I see.
And secondly is social media. And this is the time I feel like I tell people, challenge what you are seeing on social media. In this era where anybody can pick their phone and, squeeze in their tummy and take pictures and then come and post it. There's this video that I watched and then the lady was sitting down, you can see the belly and everything. Then suddenly,
Yeah, I saw that.
smashed. And there was a guy in the pool who was so shocked. So you see, what you see on social media is not real.
Yeah.
And those are some of the misconceptions that people are picking, that as long as somebody was able to do, you will also be able to do it. But it's not like that.
Okay.
You understand? So you have to just always know that you are not just following what you are seeing or just how you feel, but also knowing who you are as an individual.
A quick one in terms of nutrition and what you were eating to ascertain that 20 kg loss. What are some of the practical tips you were using to ascertain that in terms of nutrition, what you are eating, what the choice of food at what points? I just want to understand it practically. How are you doing it?
Yo-yo dieting.
Oh,
So initially it was just yo-yo, where you see anything, you are trying just anything. Anything and everything you find yourself, because you are just on social media, you see someone was able to do it, so you are going to do it.
Yeah.
Then I started going to the gym.
Hey.
Consistently for 1 month. And guess the weight I lost. 1 kg.
1 kg consistently.
30 days, 1 month, 1 kg. And I was like, I felt depressed. I was literally depressed. How? Why? And I realized that it is not just about going to the gym. There's a lot you need to understand and know before going to the gym.
Yeah.
Your body type, your blood group,
The kind of exercise you do
yes,
at
the
the
kind
gym.
of exercise. It's even more about eating than the exercise, depending on your body type and your blood group. So when I was able to identify these things, that was when I realized that, oh, all I need is to cut down my carbohydrates to 20%.
Okay.
And my protein to, let's say, 50%, and a lot of vegetables, just to balance it.
Yeah,
because that is my body type and what my body requires.
Body type. It's your body type.
Yes, according to my body type and my blood group, this is what I'm supposed to do. So it made it more easier. So to be honest with you, all the 20 kg that I lost, I didn't go to the gym. I was just skipping. Because I realized that, and I didn't skip 1,000, to be honest with you. I've never skipped 1,000 before. I've never skipped 1,000. The highest I've gone, I think, is 400 or 500. Every day. I don't even use the skipping rope. I just do it in my washroom, and it has become parts of me. As the dietitian said, there is a difference between dieting and healthy nutrition. You understand? If you are looking forward for a long term, then it's a healthy nutrition. If it's a quick to correct something, then it's just dieting.
Okay, let me come to dietitian Nee. I mean, about the same question to people who are watching. What are some of the very practical tips that we need in terms of achieving a very nutritious and healthy lifestyle? what are some of the things you have to look out for? You have talked about where you have to even be looking out for these fruits and the vegetables that we buy and all of that. But aside that, practically, where do we have to start from? Because personally, I want to live healthy. I've done all the gym. I've done 1,000 steps a week. I could do 1,000 a day, and then I did it consistently for 1 week. But me bang couldn't by the way, and I didn't see any results.
You said you want to live healthy.
Exactly.
So what
So this is
results
a
were you
healthy-
looking for?
No,
Or you wanted to lose
it wasn't
weight?
just healthy, but I wanted to lose weight at some parts of the body.
So you have to
like the
do
tummy, and
dieting,
also I was
comes to
doing
moving.
cardio, so that's the skipping, and I was doing some tummy exercising. But I know that I should have been cutting down on the carbohydrate that I was eating, but it didn't work. But we want some practical steps that we can go about it that way.
Okay, so when it comes to healthy eating, you see the Ghanaian setting, we are used to eating a particular way, especially when it comes to plating.
Yes.
Yeah, people are used to having a heap of rice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Portions.
Yes. So the
More
fufu, So first of all, I talk about you trying to change that strategy
Okay.
and make it more reflective in terms of low calories. So the typical Ghanaian plate is high in starch.
Yeah.
That is not the problem. But the thing here is that it provides you with excess energy that you don't need. So almost every time you are packing yourself with excess energy. Now, for me to know the amount of calories you're supposed to eat, I need to know first of all your body weight, then the activity, how active you are. So we do the calculation to estimate how much calories you need in a day. Then what we also do is that we translate that calories into the amount of food you're supposed to eat.
Okay.
Yes, so everybody, based on your weight and activity factor, there's the amount of food you're supposed to eat. Sometimes in our daily lives, we eat more than the body needs. And when you eat more than the body needs, the body stores the excess one for probably future time they need energy. So if you keep packing excesses, what happens? Your weight goes high. And in our Ghanaian setting, the carbohydrate is a lot. So you can see somebody having a whole plate of rice, almost 3/4 of the plate is rice. Just a small portion. The stew just on top of it.
It's like this.
So
Veggie
and the protein is quite small.
Yeah.
So you realize in this case, the person is packed with a lot of energy they don't need, and it's just a lifestyle. There's not a one-time thing. So yes, with that style of plating wouldn't help. But the right type of plating that we are telling Ghanaians to adopt is that at least half of your plate could be like a vegetable. So it could be stews, it could be salad, it could be soup. Now, so the way we change it that way, now it's even reflective when it comes to even eating fufu. And we'll share some pictures on the screen. So let's take jollof rice for the start.
Okay.
So jollof rice, 1/4 of a plate can be a jollof rice. Half of it can be a lot of vegetables. Then 1/4 will be your protein. I know your face has changed, but let me explain. 1/4 is
So
your jollof rice. So if this is the plate,
Yes.
1/4 that's this way is your starches. So it could be your rice, it could be your banku, it could be your fufu. That could be 1/4 of it. Then the other 1/4 is a protein. The other 1/4 is what we call the vegetables. So it could be like a salad, it could be a stew, it could be like a soup. Now, when you eat this way, what happens is that, see vegetables, when you take vegetables, usually a serving of vegetables will give you like 15 grams, right? So the normal starches will give about 15 grams per serving. But when you take the vegetable, it gives about 5. So the starches are 10 grams more.
Okay.
That is why the starches has to come down for the veggies to be a lot.
more.
Yes.
Now the size of the plate matters.
I was coming to say
Yeah,
that
so
change
the
size.
size of plate, so it really matters. But I see with time, because we don't have a standardized system in Ghana, at least that could be a simple way to eat. I don't think if you have this large plate, you can pack it a lot of things. If half is being vegetables. So literally eating, when the vegetables are a lot, the energy levels come down. So energy comes from the small point of the starches. And vegetables just 5 grams, so it's just something small. So it's a lot. It makes you full because of the vegetable, because of the fiber inside. But literally, energy levels is very low.
But you'll be hungry faster.
But when you eat food that is high in fiber, right, digestion is being delayed.
Oh.
So it even slows down the rate at which you even get hungry. But with the refined starches, it goes straight into the blood. Okay. And when it goes into the blood, what happens? The body has a way of trying to stabilize the blood sugars, so to wipe it down. So you with that one, right, the way the Ghanaians eat that one, you feel more hungry at a shorter time, like eating more food that is high in fiber.
But all this while, I thought when you eat food that has fiber, it rather serves as a catalyst
for metabolism.
Yes.
So when you eat food that is high in fiber, fiber doesn't get digested. It's also, there's a delay in terms of digestion. So before you feel hungry, it takes quite a longer time. Right.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So what happens is this. That is why we advise people that when you're eating the banku, the approach you should have a lot of adamaboma and other things cut into it. It's quite full. It makes you full faster, delay digestion. At the same time, the vitamins that we need for the body is coming from these vegetables. Right.
Okay.
So it's like you're eating and having, let's say, multivitamin as part of the plate. That is a nutritious plate we're talking about.
So I want to know something. How
Before hold your horses so that we can go for a quick break. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, this is getting more interesting. We have a lot to digest. We are taking in the fiber, so we would meet here. Don't go anywhere. And you are welcome back from the breather. It's really an interesting conversation whenever we are talking about food, because we know that we literally eat every day. We drink every day. And so for me, all my horns are out, my wings are out. I want to know more, even though some parts are challenging my intellect, asking from JHS what I thought I knew, but that's why we always have to learn. Let me come to Adele. My intellect has been challenged. I mean, there are some new things that I'm learning right now. What have you taken so far? What have you?
Okay, so what I'm taking from him is the plates thing that he mentioned. I've heard it before.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to know whether the size of the plate matters, because someone will say, oh, yes, a plate in Tina, the plate I say serving tray, Then the quarter meal that you still get the whole plate.
That's true.
The quantity is still there.
Yeah.
And the person will finish the right for the other thing. So still, nothing is changing. But I'm more concerned about metabolism, because growing up, I've had a very serious challenge with my metabolism. And I've tried a lot of things which I'm still trying. So I know what works for me. I stay away from flour as much as possible.
Yeah.
So bread, biscuits, all those things as much as I can. But yeah, but I just want to know what's all that you said so far. What role it plays in metabolism? What can you do to speed up your metabolism? Because some people are saying that, okay, I'm eating all the banku, the big plate, but my metabolism is very fast, Some people will say that to just defend themselves, that's how, so I can eat whatever I want. So I want to know how you do the catalyst for that.
Actually, at the back of that, I was going to add to it that I saw somewhere, or probably I heard, that in order to make it fast, because there are some of us who have a very slow digestive system, so it can take a while for the food to break down. You rather have to eat the vegetables first. And then you eat the protein second, and then you can eat the starchy ones and the ones with carbohydrates. I really don't know how true that is, but I'm sure you have also heard about that.
Yeah.
So just tell us, how do we normally have to go about it? We're talking about the portion control and the plate. Let's still stick with the plate.
Okay, but first of all, so the metabolism is quite different from the digestion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so metabolism talks about how the body utilizes the energy that you have. So we have something we call the basal metabolic rate. So when you're at rest, right, when you're not really active, the body has a certain rate at which they utilize energy, right? Yeah. So if you have those electronic or digital skills, it gives you those figures, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it gives you how much calories your body burns when you're at rest, when you're not really active.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that, what I would say is this: coming back to the digestion side, what we advise is that depending on how your body utilizes food very faster is how we can also advise on certain things. There are some people, their digestion rate is quite slow. For such people, we don't give them high fiber foods, because high fiber will not delay the digestion already. So if yours is quite slow and we give you more fiber, what happens? It's going to be very lag. So some people tend to even have bloating and other experiences. So that is why dieting all is general, but we also personalize it based on other factors. So we'll take that one into consideration when it comes to planning a diet for such a person. People have different metabolic rates.
Yes.
Yes. Some people have they burn a lot of calories faster.
Can you explain the metabolism aspect again for us all to be on the same page?
Yeah, so the metabolism talks about how your body utilizes the energy you get from food through different processes. So as we are thinking, the body is using energy. As I'm looking at you, there's energy that's being used. As I'm moving my hands and all that, as my body's also, I'm sitting and my body's going through a lot of processes. The liver is working, the kidneys are working. They all need bits and pieces of energy. All these things talks about the basal, the metabolic rates. So how the body uses this energy in different points in time without any form of physical activity. That is why I said earlier, even once you get your calorie requirement, we get your body size and even multiply by the activity factor. So the more active you are, the more the energy you need has to increase with time. When it comes to the plating, yes, we are used to eating a lot of using our local bowls. Asanka is quite bigger and all that. Yes, we don't have a standard asanka like the way we know. But what I advise is that you know that when this food is a lot, you know it's a lot. Sometimes we don't have a golden rule here, but even using your conscience, you know that this food it's a lot. And if you control it to really help. What we also advise, which is more psychological, is the size of bowl you used to eat. So
it's true. That psychology thing, it works.
So if I have a very big bowl, the tendency of me eating a lot is higher.
Very high.
But if I have a small bowl, even if I'll pack it, I can't even pack it here that way. So even we tell people to use a smaller bowl to even eat the fufu and all that. But they want to go the normal Ghanaian royal style of eating a larger. So you can even buy the small asanka and use it to eat. So you can still have the normal Ghanaian feel, but don't go for the bigger one.
Okay. Yes. Lately, there are some very small asankas I eat, and
they're quite
cute. But they are not for food.
Actually, how I know that. How I eat my fufu. The fufu is quite small, but I like a lot of soup. So if the asanka is small, the bowl is small, I won't be able to get the soup.
Example, the light soup is low in calories as compared to palm soup and other ones. So you can have a separate dish with a light soup, just top it up. That one's fine. And also you see that the normal Ghanaian way, when we have our soup and stews, you see a lot of oil on top of it. It's not a healthy way to eat. You shouldn't have like palm soup. Some people go to the chop bar and say, use the oil to garnish my food for me. But we don't use oil to garnish food. So we don't use oil to garnish our food now.
Can you bring in that point of what's the catalyst for a very fast metabolism?
Yes. So that one is the body thing. So some people, it varies from person to person. It has a genetic side. So some people have that higher metabolic rate as compared to other people. The body has its own way. It's more technical a bit, so let me just slow down on it. However, what I say is that you need to know how your body responds to these things. If you know your metabolic rate is quite low, you need to know how much you're supposed to eat. How much you eat will differ from what I have. Have you noticed that some people are very slim? No matter how they eat.
Even their tummy cry
is really flat.
So there's a genetic side, there's a family history side, all plays a role. If you know that from your family point of view, like my side, if you mess up right now, you bloat right now. So I'm very careful. I don't sit down for long. You saw me today. I was downstairs working. Even at the office, I don't sit down. If I sit down after a meeting, you don't see me around. I'll go and walk around because it's a way to keep myself quite active. And I tell people to be right. You met me at a meeting at that time. You see, I was not sitting down with the people. I was supposed to be there. I take intentional steps not to sit for a certain longer periods. And it's intentional with me. No matter how the meeting will be long, sometimes I thought I'm coming. I'll get out to drink water and walk. And when you do that, it helps you to stay active no matter how the environment is residential.
Wow, I would want to make this...
the lighter note, and if you don't sit so much, you'll not get a flatter.
If you
don't sit too much, you won't get a flatter.
So in other terms, if you sit too much, you get a flatter. That's what I mean. I'm not a dietitian, but it's a lie.
That's a lie. There's a lot of yes.
Oh, I need to read on that.
There is a research. I will share it with you.
There's a lot of misconception on this thing because in as much as you don't like to take the flour it will shock you that when I take bread, I rather start within 3 to 6 hours to 12 hours, that period I'm running. If I take tilapia, 3, 6, 12 hours, I am running. So you see, I always say, I believe that it is more of how you feel with the food you take in than how you are actually looking. So the dietitian mentioned that there are people who are slim and they have a fast metabolism. There are people who are big and have a fast metabolism. And still, the slightest thing makes them gain weight. If I sit for a very long time, naturally I bloat. If I sit for a very long time, I bloat. And I have a very high and good metabolism rate. But I still gain weight very easily. So you see, so it's not just about what you are seeing or what is working for somebody. It is about you paying attention to how you feel. And when you're able to identify these things, you'll be able to know that this doesn't work for me, this works for me.
That's
Okay,
really
I will still want us to stay there a bit more. I mean, where do we really start from in achieving a very healthy and nutritious lifestyle? Where do we have to start? Let's just pick from the basics. And you when you respond to this one, I have another one. I can't wait. Like I'm learning so much and I'm enjoying.
So
the
I'm going to
conversation.
use her story as a like a case study.
Right.
So first of all, she observed her body. She knows the reason why you need to start a healthy lifestyle. So the motivation is very important. Know the reason why you want to start. Is it because you want to look good? Is it because a family history has diabetes, hypertension, you want to reduce that risk? Is it because finding a certain motivation? And I tell the people that the motivation should be the one to push you. So if I have my motivation, that's the first one. The second thing is, how do I achieve these things? If you need the help of a dietitian, speak to a dietitian. Sometimes people feel like I can do it on my own. Sometimes it can be very discouraging. It can break you down. So get an expert to guide you on that. When it comes to dietitian, when it comes to food choices, we even direct you on where you can get certain foods. What I'll say is this: I have a lot of clients who work around the ministries areas, right? Their food environment is different from someone who works in East Legon. So we tailor your dietary new pathings per the environment you stay in. Example, this person wants to eat fufu but still want to lose weight. So there's a way we put a client on. You can still enjoy the fufu. First of all, we look at the timing of eating the fufu. So let you make sure you eat it in the afternoon, not less than 1 p.m. So because as the day comes down, what happens? Your activity level comes down. So we make sure you eat the fufu at a peak, at a place where you need a lot of energy. The second thing is that the size of the fufu. You don't eat normal usual eating fufu like big. No. The portion is quite controlled. Now, what do you take it with? I will not let you take it with granule soup and palm soup because it's extra fat and extra energy. You take it with light soup with cut vegetables on the side. So you can have like garden eggs. Some people even have steamed carrots.
There is this trupu.
All those ones, you can have it to the side. So realize the same client who wants to lose weight, I'll be able to tailor their caloric requirement and still enjoy the same Ghanaian foods without taking them to go and eat broccoli, steamed broccoli, and other things, right? Or chew grass and all that. But I see, we tailor it to the Ghanaian setting, the person will still lose weight and still have the same body goals. Right. But so we'll come back to the motivation, speak to an expert or get certain guidance. The other thing is to tailor your meal plan to the things that is in your environment and make sure, so within your environment, within your budget, it's very important so that the things can be very sustainable. If you know you can afford those exotic meals, we have Ghanaian food like orange. Yes, it's not by force for you to go for strawberry. You can prepare the juice with orange and add ginger to it. And that is also a very good way to have a sustainable weight loss, right? And the last thing is get an accountability partner. So you need to be very accountable to somebody who can monitor your journey for you. Right? It could be your friend. It could be a certain nutrition or wellness coach. It could be your friend. It could be a family. And when you just pick these small elements together, I'm sure you can get a sustainable, healthy lifestyle.
The last question I would ask is when you were talking about the portion control bit that we should have like vegetables. Do you say the vegetables should be half or it should be a quarter?
It should be half of the plate.
So it's rather the starch that's a quarter.
That 1/4 of it. Yeah.
And I immediately said that I was like, some of us, we really don't like salad. I mean, it doesn't entice us, no matter how colorful it looks like.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are chewing it, it's tasteless, and you don't. If you need to do, will say, oh, wakuma toy.
Yeah, so you see, there are different ways to eat salad, right? If you can't take the normal fresh way, you can steam it. Yes, you can steam it.
With a bit of salt?
No, with just water. All right, so sometimes you can take water. I saw a video recently. The person prepares stew without oil, use water.
Yeah.
And use eggs. Yeah, so there are different ways where you can explore it. Now, vegetables doesn't mean only salad. Soups are there, stews are there, right? So, example, I don't advise plain tomato stew in my house, all right? Every tomato stew we prepare is either we add cabbage, we add carrots, we carve a lot of vegetables into it. Yes, so it becomes quite chaffy and quite heavy, right? So the small amount you eat, you get full.
Okay.
You're right. So, like I keep telling, the control is supposed to be like a soup. No, it's supposed to be quite heavy. Yeah. So the little you eat, you feel full. If you go with that approach, and it's one thing I keep telling people that now healthcare is quite expensive now. So if you want to go into the security side, you spend your money on drugs and other things. You don't really live a healthy lifestyle. So health is not an investment.
Yeah.
So I keep telling people now have a budget for the food you want to eat and how you want to live your lifestyle. If you have a budget for it, I'm not sure that by 40, 50 years, you'll still be healthy, 60 years to be healthy. You'll not be spending money on other things.
Well, people say that nutrition or living a healthy life is expensive. I try sickness. And then you realize that there is a lot that goes a lot more into it. So definitely have to be mindful with the kinds of food that we are taking into our system. What I'm getting from you regarding the vegetables is that we don't necessarily have to have the lettuce on the side, the dry carrot and the cabbage. You can add it in your stew. And even at some point, what I was doing was I was blending carrot, for instance. I blend it and add it to the soup, the light soup. Sometimes the stew, I blend it and add to it. And that too is good, right?
That's very good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask dietitian something. So with all that you've said so far, what exactly is contributing to the little sicknesses that
we are
experience here?
Yeah, I would say that the high influx for we have a lot of diabetics, hypertension, cancer cases is because of the lifestyle. Now, this is not a one-time thing; it's a continuous approach to things.
Yeah.
As I said earlier, we all know how our corporate environment is. We sit down for longer hours.
Yes.
And you know that when you sit for longer hours, the energy you spend is quite small. That is why corporate workers don't need 2 balls of banco.
You even sleep.
You don't even need it. But I see people packing a lot into that stuff. When you do that, you gain weight, you pack yourself on high cholesterol. Later on, you find yourself in the hospital. So the other thing also is people's lifestyle. Example, now people are abusing certain mixture of drinks and other things, combining. When you go to places, people have mixed. It's not the real Coke. It looks black, but there's a lot of mixtures inside. Yes. All these things, with time, you see a lot of high influx of kidney conditions and other things. The other thing is also the products we buy on the market. Let me just give an example here.
Okay.
People go to the market, buy a product that is from China, is from other countries, and other things. You don't know what exactly is inside. We've seen a lot of videos coming from China where they add a lot of flour to their tomato paste.
Yes.
Do we know the kind of flour it is? Is it body friendly? And all that. So I would say that let's be mindful and let's also try to read food labels. Yes, we will not all be educated, but at least you can ask somebody a question. Yes. Right now, Ghana is pushing for what we call the front of pack food labeling, where if it's high in sugar, the brand is supposed to indicate this is high in sugar, this is high in salt.
Okay.
So and it's going to come in the red, gold, green colors.
Okay.
Even with that, so if you pick it and know that, okay, this drink has this high red color for sugar, it's high in sugar.
Okay. Okay.
So that now the food labeling or reading food labels will be quite simple.
But which regulatory body is looking at the FDA?
No, right now, it's an advocacy thing. So Send Ghana, in collaboration with the Ghana Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, are pushing for that policy to be passed. Right now, with the help of other NGOs in the School of Public Health, they've pushed for the high tax, imposing high tax on sugar, sweetened beverages, so that would be quite expensive as compared to the fruits and other things. Yes. So these are other policy and strategic way of the policy that people are pushing to make things quite
I think it's very important because there are some of the juices, supposed natural juices that you buy on the market. They say no preservative, no additive, but you take it and no added sugar. You take it and then you realize that no.
So let me explain that. So yes, there's no white sugar, not sugar. So there are different types of sugar. So we have sugar that comes in different. Now, if you read the food label, realize you see something. Even if you see with the NOL, it comes in another form of sugar.
LOL.
So OL.
Okay.
So you can see mannitol, sorbitol, and other things. Those things are other forms of sugar that have been added to the product.
So other forms of sugar like.
So they don't come in. They don't come in a white sugar that we know that this is white sugar. No, it's another form of sugar, but it's not a white sugar. That's how I can explain it. So their fruit juice become quite tasty. It was always sugary, but there's no. Yeah, it's true. There's no sugar to it. There's no added sugar to it. But there's other form of sugar.
That's deception.
It's marketing. So there's no deception. That is why we are empowering people to now read food labels, and we are pushing for the front of pack food labeling, so that if there is sugar inside, you can state that this is high in sugar, this is high in salt, this is high in fat, and we'll be good to go.
So I know we want to wrap up, but I want to ask him another question.
Yeah.
The question I want to ask, producer, please allow me. Why is it that sometimes during the day, maybe you're eating something in the morning, or maybe you are fasting, but then you get to lunchtime, you eat right after lunch, you're feeling sleepy?
Yes. So I'll talk about that. I also add with the blood group diet. So this is what happens. First of all, when you eat food that is a lot, it can spike your sugars up. Now, the body, God has programmed the body in a way that when anything goes beyond the normal, they find a way to stabilize it. So this is what happens. So when your sugar goes higher, the body would stimulate insulin to bring the sugar down.
Okay.
So in that action, they end up mobbing all the sugar out. And when the sugar moves out of your blood like that, the body indicates that you're hungry again. That is why we advise people to eat food that are high in fiber, so that the release of sugars will be quite slower. The other thing is that if you fast, let's say an intermittent fast or normal Christian fasting, we advise that before you eat, you hydrate first, drink water. Now, drinking water would help you not eat a lot. At the same time, would also, you see, the GI has been slow for a certain time, so it will also stimulate, so you don't have bloating, you don't have constipation. So these are small things we need to do when it comes to those other things. Is
that what will stop the sleep?
No, so what happens is that in the other cases, we call something high thermic effect. So the body wants to burn the sugars at a faster rate. In so doing, the body also responds it in that way of making you feel very weak in that tragic way, and you become very sluggish in that kind of experiencing. That is why it's very good to eat mindfully. How do you eat mindfully? Whilst you're eating, engage your senses. Don't be holding phone. So that when the stomach is about to get full at around 80%, you begin to sense it.
Okay.
But sometimes we get ourselves distracted watching a movie and all that. You eat beyond the threshold. Now you can't even stand up, you can't even wake up, you're stuck in the chair because you're not sensitive to what you're eating.
But people keep saying that when you are doing something while eating, it will help you to slow down the way you're eating, because when you eat fast, that too doesn't help digestion. How true is that?
Yeah, so when you eat quite faster, first of all, we don't chew the food well. Okay. At least God gave us a mouth to start chewing from the mouth, breaks down the surface. As it goes down, the digestion goes up and all that. But eating faster, you don't go to. So you end up packing a lot of food in your system. What we rather advise is not for you to get yourself distracted.
Okay.
We advise you to focus on the food, enjoy the food. Sometimes you can buy bread and butter. In the middle of the bread, there's housefly inside.
Jesus.
Example, you're having a bite of such a thing, you don't know. You're not even looking at the food you're eating. Yes. So we tell people to take time in. Once you're eating, look at the food you're eating. Is it smelling the way it's supposed to smell? Do you have any funny things inside? right? So these are some of the things that it's not far-fetched. If you're eating, it's a me time.
Okay. You and
Spend
the
time,
food.
yes, for you to have a good relationship with the food. Very good.
Right. Let me take last words from Nanekuya before we go into the practicals, because I really can't wait. Before the practicals, you just told us how important it is for, having shots as part of our lifestyle as well. Yes, Nanekuya.
Yeah, so for me, what I would say is that it is very mindful for you to be, it is very good for you to be mindful and intentional about what you are putting into your body. In as much as your body, even spiritually, biblically, you say your body is a temple of God.
Yes.
Yes, you understand. So you're very mindful about what you are taking into the body, and also be very intentional with meal prepping. You need to know what I am eating morning, afternoon, and evening. But the nature or the environment we find ourselves doesn't permit us to be that mindful. But be conscious about it.
Consciousness.
Be intentional about it. And the last thing that I would say is snack right.
Okay, snacking.
Snack right.
That was helping you?
Yes,
Okay.
that is very important. You snacking right can be planning that, during my snack time, I'm taking a fruit. I'm taking grape. But because you are not conscious about the snack that you are eating, you saw somebody eating chocolate. Hey, can I have a bite?
Yeah, true.
You hear somebody eating maybe chicken. They say, let me take a bite. That's your
Go
snack.
have
You
mercy.
understand? So when you snack right, or when you plan your snack, it helps you, because sometimes along the line you'll be feeling like, I want to take something. But your ability to be intentional about what you are putting into your mouth is very important. Lastly, focus on how you feel than how you look. Which is very important, because as people don't like bread because bread will give them constipation, it will give you running stomach.
Okay.
You understand? As people don't like to take tilapia because it will give them that running stomach, you will enjoy, and it will take some hours for it to digest. As some people are slim because they have good metabolism, some are plus or huge and have a good metabolism,
As well.
but still they'll gain weight very quickly. So you need to identify all these things.
That's a good one. I worked with Nanekuya for a year, and looking at the way she eats, I'm like, hey, Nanekuya, like she's so conscious about it.
That's why the meal prepping, Kran. It's like news to my ears. Meal prepping.
She comes with her food or to her where so colorful, and I think the dietitians normally advise us that our food should always be colorful.
Yeah.
There are at least 2 or 3 colors on the plate.
Oh.
So like you mentioned some of the colors.
So let me
White a color.
white a color. So let me give an example, like Tuzafi. So Tuzafi, I use green. The tomatoes is wine or red.
Yeah.
And then the Tuzafi itself is white.
white.
So I need 3 different colors
it's
or
white.
more.
Then the fufu, so every kind of thing.
Yeah, so fufu is cream.
brownish.
It's more cream or brown. Like it's a cream.
And then
the light soup could be orange.
Yes.
Yes.
And
then the fish
the
could,
meat is
or you can
brown.
even add meat is brown. You can even add more cuts vegetables to add more color to it. And it's another way of trying to enjoy food from different sources.
That's snail. Snail is black.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that he said during what he was talking about, tailoring the food that you are eating to the community or the region or
Where
the
you
country
find-
specific.
Yeah.
You understand? As a Ghanaian, when you want to diet or eat healthy or embark on a healthy nutrition, your focus is broccoli. Your focus is this. Your focus is that. This is how you have to. You understand? But let me tell you something. The food we have in Ghana are healthy when you know the right things to take.
Yeah.
I remember I went to the hospital and I made some comment to my doctor that I'm having this and that and that. He said, let's go and do this test and this test and this test. But before then, try taking turmeric and clove, and let's exercise.
Cloves.
Yes, and exercise, and let's see how it goes before we even embark on
The test.
Let me shock you.
Shockers.
The moment I started doing that,
Okay.
within 3 weeks,
Magic.
the the slip for the test is still in my bag. And the issue has been resolved.
Wow.
So it tells you that if you know the importance of what you're eating. When I started my weight loss, I was buying a lot of fruit juice and paying a huge amount of money, not knowing that dandelion is just beside me. Garlic is just close to me. I can do dandelion and garlic juice. I can just, and it's cereal. It's but you see, the things that I started wasting a lot of money on, I realized that I can look around
you.
Understand what I have and make good out of it. That you don't necessarily have to embark on a huge budget before you can. So it's about intentional eating.
Intentionality. In fact, I've learned a lot. My brain is full right now. I need to offload them on my phone so that I can always go back to it because I'm learning so much. But we'll definitely be going on a breather where we'll be taking the practicals and then our dietitian here will be telling us the importance of having these shots. And I think you mentioned that as well, the cloves and the turmeric. I mean, at least we have to incorporate that in our lifestyle as well. So we'll just do that. And the next time you meet us, you see us mixing. So get ready with some fruits so that we can mix it all together and then incorporate it in our diet.
You are welcome back from that interesting big conversation.
Very. I really enjoyed it.
I was so excited because some of the things that I was really worried about, I was able to ask the dietitian and he was able to explain some of the things that happened. So
Absolutely.
I think I'm rethinking, but what I really wanted us to even delve deep into it was when Nika said meal prepping.
That one will be another session.
Because
We'll
even
do it.
today, when we were trying to get food, what did we do? Oh, what we eat? We didn't plan.
Oh no.
We have
Planning
to
is
start
important
planning.
too.
We have to start planning.
For food,
And
planning
Nakia will
on
come
food.
to you for more
tips.
Let us know how we can prep our meals. Maybe we just want to have a nutritious food, not really diet, but just the prepping. Like I say, easy, sir. You know, sometimes we will give ourselves a lot of excuses for not doing what we have to do so that we get better. But we have learned our lessons. So Safa give us the verse for the
verse for the week. Okay, so I'm sure you are guessing where we are picking this verse from because there is a particular character in the Bible that for him, vegetables was his middle name. Turn your Bibles with me to Daniel chapter 1, verse 15 to 16. At the end of the 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than any of the young men who ate the royal food. So the guard took away their choice food and the wine they were to drink and gave them vegetables instead. And so we are not saying eat only vegetables in this world, but this, even the Bible has made us aware that vegetables are a very important part of our feeding. Because we all know the story when Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were in the land of the Babylonians, and they were supposed to go through a rigorous healthy living before they present themselves to the king Nebuchadnezzar at that time. And this was the result after they decided to go strictly vegetables without wine, without any proper food, but vegetables and water. And so this shows how important it is if we are to follow the Bible in all its essence. Then we have to also incorporate vegetables, just like our dietitian and Nanekia have admonished us to do in this segment. So
beautiful. So that is how we wrap up today's show. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you've learned a whole lot, and I hope you're going to take steps to better eat and get nutritious.
And plan what you eat.
Food.
Plan what you eat. You don't just go with anything at all because of availability.
She's talking to herself.
Did I tell you that I don't plan what I eat?
Anyway, so thank you so much, and we want to say a big thank you to Aqua Makeover, Makeup Extraordinaire. Thank you so much for making us up for today, and we want to let you know that we are shooting from Pamvi Estate at East Legon Hills. Very beautiful apartment,
Yeah.
Airbnb. You can always, want to hang out with friends, just give them a call and then come and spend some time here. You would really, really enjoy it. A big thank you to our executive producer, Apostle Dr. Ebenezer Hagan. And a big thank you to everyone who has been supporting us. And send a
Don't
message
touch my
to May
grapes.
Elkwe.
Don't touch
God
my
bless
grapes.
you. We'll see you.
The
We'll see you
mango.
next
Bye.
week. It's bye.